It's time now for the Peter Channel 6 o'clock news, and it's Friday evening, February 19th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Teacher Wiggins there. 6 o'clock news headlines here on our top story at 6 o'clock here on this Friday evening here is the Justice Department filed a motion Friday lambast an app for refusing to help unlock the phone possessed by one of the Texans in December's terrorist attacks in San Bernardino, California. Tripoli, U.S. warplanes carried out airstrikes against Islamic State linked militants in western Libya on Friday, killing as many as 40 people in an operation targeted as a suspect linked to two deadly attacks last year in neighboring Tunisia. Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Republican presidential candidate hurdled across South Carolina on Friday to make the final FedEx pitch one day before the state primary, as polls showed the race tightening after a volatile and often nasty week. Brussels, round-the-clock negotiation between British Prime Minister David Cameron and his fellow European Union leaders yielded the deal late Friday night, as they hope will keep Britain from becoming the first country to lead the 28-member bloc. The silence of Harper Lee's deaths on Friday in Monroeville, Alabama is deepened by the painful controversy that attended the last few years of her life. Nobody wanted to tangle with the Pope, not even Donald Trump, one of the more unlikely battles to jolt the presidential campaign emerged on Thursday when Pope Francis said Trump is not Christian and he wants to build a wall along the U.S. Istanbul, Turkey's president said U.S. President Obama had shared his concerns over the Syrian conflict and promised his support on Friday as the tense had changed between the two NATO allies and over the role of the Kurdish militants. Kampala, Uganda. Protesters clashed with the police here in Uganda's capital on Friday as voting continued, and the main opposition candidate was arrested for the second time in 2 days. Brussels, European Union Council President Donald Tusk said on Friday as the agreement to keep Britain in the bloc won unanimous support from all of the EU states' 28 leaders. Kenya Wildlife Service offers a carrying tranquilizer of guns to take part in a search for lions that left Nairobi National Park in Nairobi on Friday. In Oxford, England, Shia Liberal will spend 24 hours inside of an elevator at Oxford University in Britain as part of an art project this weekend. Seoul, recent photographs of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un appeared to have doctored prompted and speculation regarding Kim's wariness about his personal safety. In Kampala, Uganda, following Uganda's presidential election, incumbent candidate Yoweri Museveni held a large lead, and opposition candidate Kizza Besigye was arrested on Friday. Beijing, a North Korean diplomat returned from a dinner celebrated launch of Pyongyang satellite, was involved in a car accident that killed 3 people. Washington, the U.S. military's joint base Langley, East in Virginia, has lifted a lockdown on Friday that was imposed after shots were fired, the base said on Twitter. A Texas judge on Friday ordered the case of Ethan Catcher to be transferred to an adult court, meaning the teenager faces jail time for a 2013 drunk driving crash that killed 4 people. There were one of the hardest selling items on the holiday season, but Friday, the head of the Consumer Product Safety Commission says no hoverboard currently on the market could be considered safe. Darren Dennis Wint, the man accused of killing 3 members and a housekeeper in Washington, D.C., was a part of his family, last May pleaded not guilty to agreement on today. Washington, the U.S. Department of Justice has taken the gloves off its fight with Apple to access a cell phone belonging to one of the San Bernardino terror suspects. Raleigh, North Carolina. The Supreme Court has yet to weigh in on North Carolina's election maps as the deadline draws near for them to be withdrawn for upcoming congressional races. Columbia, South Carolina. Ohio Governor John Kasich said he were president, he would consider appointing the New Jersey Governor Chris Christie to a cabinet position. Some Norton residents spent a portion of this morning in the dark, as Norton police reported at 8:30 a.m. that the power failure appeared to be on Freeman Street at Mansfield Avenue in Norton. As National Grid reported, 950 customers were affected by the disruption as power was back to most customers at 2.5 hours later, and National Grid didn't have a cause of the power outage while at the Epoch Senior Center on Mansfield Avenue. An employee was stuck in the elevator for close to an hour during the power failure. Norton police assisted Rhode Island State Police arrested a fugitive from justice wanted for a robbery on South Washington on Southwestern Street earlier this evening. Wall Street ended a little change on Friday as applied materials helped lift the tech sector and after a reduced drop in oil prices, with major indexes capping in the best week of the year. As we take a look at the stocks here to Dow, here is down 21.44 points at 16,391.99. SP 500 down 5 cents at 1917.78, and Nasdaq up 60.89 points at 4504.43. Washington, the resident barometer of consumer prices most familiar to Americans, has failed to show up in an inflation measure closely watched by the Federal Reserve, making it unlikely that the central bank will raise interest rates next month. The U.S. government on Friday said it was proposing an increase of 1.35% on average in payments to health insurers who offer Medicare Advantage, which provides health benefits to more than 17 million elderly and disabled people. Today, groups incorporated best projects to sell in its retail banking operation in Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia, probably with the local firms looking to expand with its Banco Santander S.A. Berlin, Rheinmetall, and the German armed forces have completed a recent test of high-energy laser effector on a German warship. Moscow, Russia plans to supply China with a first floor of 24 ordered Su-35 fighter jets by the end of 2016. In Mojave, California, Red Branson's Virgin Galactic Venture unveiled its new passenger spacecraft on Friday, only 6 months after fatal accident. Figures say one 60-year term Costa Rica patiently built countries among 195 nations. An artist's concept of the NASA James Webb Space Telescope space just will follow a long line of instruments that have changed humanity's view of the universe and our own place of it. Our team of neuroscientists has pinpointed the brain's reaction to a recent an order from a forward figure and inflict harm on another person. It's one of the most relentless stalkers on Earth. Using a tiny needle-like for the sip its victim's blood, it dances almost exceptionally on humans and never ventures far from where they live, laying eggs in bottle caps, used towers and flopping parts as a target. The mosquito became one of the world's most efficient killers. Austin, Texas, has senior Texas health official cooperated a report that criticized the state's funding cuts upon imperative for reducing access to reproductive health care will retire from his post next month. The Texas Commission said on Friday, as doctors and researchers at Johns Hopkins Hospital work to develop plans for the first U.S. transplant, they have seek answers from unique and complicated questions. The results mean that doctors can choose a treatment option based on the needs cover the best fit for a patient's individual medical condition. A set surgery area code durable for a safe for reducing stroke risk. Okay, take a look at New England Insular today at 6:07 p.m. in Talon Crack at a 2-on-fire 303 Sugar Hill Road. There's crews working on a 7-alarm on arrival for fire in a 2.5-story residential structure DWH. Very Massachusetts request for 107 to be shut down for a car. Motor accident 5 cars. Here. And in Boston, Massachusetts, a gas leak at 3:08 p.m. at 192 Emery Street as box after initial clues had a natural gas leak inside an occupied 3.5-story residential structure. Peter Channel News Time, 6:08 p.m. Time out for a sports report tonight to Boston. So let's have a late game against Utah Jazz. Game time 10:30 p.m., which is 8:30 p.m. their time. 28 Phillips, a feisty leadoff hitter and utility player, helped push the Angels within one game in the next 95 playoffs. Died Wednesday at the Scottsdale, Arizona, at the age of 56. Apparently, that private security team, Jerry Jones, paid for didn't do his job as Dallas Cowboys. Benson and Randy Gregory has been suspended for the first 4 games of the 2016 season for violating an NFL substance abuse policy was enacted. In the Salary Cap move, the Los Angeles Rams released 3 key veterans: Friday defensive end Chris Long, linebacker James Lloyd-Hernandez, and tight end Jerry Cook. Another veteran player is written off sunset at the time without the sunset and without the red end as CEO's tight end Keith Mills retired with a simply a statement issued by his only team for which he has ever played. Peter Chill News Time, 6:09 p.m. Time out for a Trevor report on this Friday evening here, the gateway to the weekend here. Let's study off down in Rhode Island here. We're at 95 on the northbound side. Get an accident here on 95 on the northbound side. Between the airport roadway and Route 37 to work. So expect delays at 95 northbound from work on 37 all the way out to downtown Providence here. Around 195. 95 on the southbound side. So from Brent 708 to downtown Providence here. 610 actors slow before Route 95 in downtown Providence here. 295 on the southbound side. So after Route 6 in Johnston. 146 in both ends, it's for 99 in the Lincoln all the way up to North Smithfield here. 295 in the northbound side, a little support for Route 95 in Attleboro here. 195 in the southbound active around Route 146, so expect some delays here. East Bay, Jamestown, Newport, and Mount Bridges are looking good. 95 is looking good. Otherwise, from work all the way down to the Connecticut border in both ends here in southeastern Massachusetts here. 95 on the southbound side is still also after South Main Street and Sharon here. 24 on the southbound side, so from 120 in Canton all the way after Route 139 in Sutton, 120 on the northbound side, so from the split all the way up to 24 in Randolph. Route 3 on the southbound side, so from Braintree split all the way up to Union Street and Braintree here. Out in Boston vicinity here, Southeast Expressway in both ends, so from the Mass Pike all the way up to Braintree split. 93 in both ends, it's slow from 1A in Boston all the way up to the Mass Pike. Mass Pike on both ends, it is slow from Melson Bretton Tolls all the way up to South Boston here. Mass Pike on The westbound side is also slow around the Newton quarter. Mass parking on the eastbound side is slow. After 120 in Newton here. Mass parking on the westbound side. Stop and go from the Natick all the way to Route 9 in Framingham here. 128 on the southbound side. Also around Route 9 in Wellesley here. 120 on the northbound side. So from Route 20 in Waltham all the way at the Route 3 in Burlington here. And then it breaks again from Woburn all the way at the Route 114 in PB due to an accident on 120 on the northbound side before Route 93 in Reddit, and another accident on ramp to Route 120 for Route 2 in Lexington, and then Route 120 again, another accident around Tripel Road in Waltham here. Route 2 in the eastbound side, so for Route 16 in Belmont, all the way out to Fresh Pond Parkway in Cambridge here. 393.95. Looking good from 120 to the New Hampshire border. 93 in the southbound side. It is slow from 128 all the way out to Stoneham, and 193 in the northbound side. It is slow from Zakenbridge all the way out to Medford around Route 16 here. 495. It's looking good from 120. 495 is looking good from Newburyport to Wareham here. Acton, Worcester here. Mass parking on the westbound side. Get active around Route 395 in Auburn. Mass parking then after I-84 in Service Show expecting delays here. I-91 on the northbound side. So from Agawam all the way out to Chickley on the northbound sides of Adams, Springfield. I-91 on the northbound side. We're going to an accident in Agawam. So expect delays. 91 northbound from Agawam all the way to Springfield. 91 on the southbound side. Also both are 291 in Springfield here. Down in Connecticut here. I-91 on the southbound side, so from 291 to downtown Hartford. 91 on both ends, also from Route 3 to Route 84 in Hartford. I-84 on the westbound side, is so from 91 all the way up to Farmington. I-84 on the eastbound side, so from downtown Hartford to Route 91 here. I-84 on the eastbound and westbound side of both ends, looking good from Hartford to Sturbridge here. 95 on the southbound side is slow from Stamford to Greenwich, down to New York City here. 95 on the northbound side is slow from Stamford all the way at the Fairfield, doing an accident here on 95 and then 25 step 8 step on an accident around Route 95 and Bridgeport, so expecting delays here. 95 on the southbound side, a little slow. From Stratford, 95 on the northbound southbound side, a little slow around I-91 in New Haven, Connecticut here. I-84 for the eastbound side, a little slow from Newtontown. I-84 on the westbound side, so from 691 to Route 8 here. Up in Vermont, I-89 on the southbound side. A little slow after the Canadian border. I-89 northbound side connects around 189 in Burlington, so expecting delays here. I-87 on the southbound side. A little slow in Prosperity after the Canadian border here. In New Hampshire here, 93 on the northbound side. It is slow from Salem, New Hampshire, all the way up in the Derry, New Hampshire. 93 on the southbound side, so from Route 101 to 293 here. Everett Turnpike on the northbound side. A little slow on the Merrimack Stretch. Spalding Turnpike on the northbound side is slow from 95 Portsmouth to Route 4 in Durham here. Up in Maine here, the Maine Turnpike looking from York to Augusta via Portland here. 295 looking good from Portland to Augusta, and 95 looking good in both ends from Augusta all the way up to Holton via Bangor here. And out of New Hampshire here, I-89 on the 93 in the northbound side connecting around I-89 on Concord, so expect some delays here. Okay, look at MBTA alerts here at 6:13 here. On the subway system, it's looking good here. Commuter rail, Worcester train 528, 4:40 p.m. inbound at the part of Worcester Station is operating 15-20 minutes late en route to South Station here. Low line, train 329, 4:40 p.m. outbound at the part of North Station is operating 15-20 minutes behind schedule en route to Lowell here. Newburyport. Rockford line, Rockford train 115, 5:30 p.m. outbound will be assisted by train 57 will be terminated at Beverly. Passengers to board train 117 at Beverly. Newburyport, Rockford train 57, 5:35 p.m. outbound is expected to be delayed 20-30 minutes to route to Beverly Assistant train 115 here. Rockford line train 94, 6:35 p.m. for Rockford has been canceled today, and passenger train 120, 7:45 p.m. from Rockford to North Station and Newburyport, Rockford train 58, 7 p.m. inbound is expected to depart Beverly 20-30 minutes beyond schedule due to a neuromechanical issue here. And on the ferry, they are looking good. Peter Chell News Time is now 6:14 on this Friday evening, the gateway to the weekend here. Take a look at the weather here, and I expect this to be a mild weekend in store here. As we got a hazardous weather outlook here, day 1 hazard weather not expected time, day 2 to 7. Saturday for Thursday, period of snow, rain, changing of snow is possible Sunday night across the region as not expected major event, but a minor accumulation may result in snow-covered roads for the early Monday morning commute here. 2 bats of winter weather is possible next week into the Tuesday night, early Wednesday time period, and then again Wednesday night and Thursday. There be uncertainty this far and out precipitation time. Precipitation will be likely to begin as snow between may change rain in coastal section and change winter mix in the rain inland. And also, as storming times are not particularly high, there could be some enough onshore wind and wave action with some coastal impacts around the time of the Wednesday or high Tides and Thursday, strong winds can be impact portions of the area, especially near the coast. Here. And look at radar here, and it shows a line of snow showers here from western Mass, northwestern Connecticut, stretching all the way to east to New York State and stretching up to southern and central Vermont, western New Hampshire, stretching up state New York and up to southern Quebec, and Montreal, stretching in the northeastern portions of Ottawa here, in northeastern Ontario, stretching up into Ontario here, and stretching off far as northeastern portion of New Jersey here, and west of Albany, and down west of I-87, west of the Thruway here, and seeing some patchy snow showers in central portion of New Hampshire and Mount Washington up for northern portions of New Hampshire and up to extreme northwestern portions of Maine here. And time in the future cast here. And the showers are going to be here in Vermont by about 8:20, and then it's going to make its way to the Boston vicinity and Bristol County in northern Vermont by about 10:35. And then it's going to be in towards Cape Ann and western Maine and New Hampshire, Vermont by about midnight, and then it's going to flip over to rain by about 3 a.m., and then it's going to move out over by about 5 o'clock, but it's going to keep on raining by about 7 a.m. while snowing it up New Hampshire, Maine, and while raining from coastal New Hampshire and coastal Maine here. And it's going to be headed up towards New Hampshire and Maine by about 11:35, and it's going to be still raining, sleeting, and snowing up in Maine and extreme parts of Vermont and New Hampshire by about 3:55. And now another line of rain showers 24 hours from now from northeastern portions of Pennsylvania down for Albany and up into Vermont, up into portion of New Hampshire here. Okay, 7-day forecast. It goes like this there. For tonight, a slight chance of storm between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. Then a slight chance of rain after 4 a.m. Clouds got low about 30 degrees. South at about 5 to 8 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Saturday, a chance of rain before 8 a.m. Clouds got gradually becoming most clouds got about 53 degrees. And southwest at about 8 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of 21 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation 30%. Sunday night, most clouds got about 35 degrees. Southwest about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Sunday, parts got about 50 degrees. West about 5 to 7 miles an hour. For Sunday night, chance of rain before 11 p.m. Then rain is still likely between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. Then still like after 1 a.m. most clouds got low about 20 degrees. Calm will becoming north around 5 miles after midnight. Chance of precipitation 50%. Monday, slight chance of snow between before 9 a.m. Parts got about 40 degrees. Chance of precipitation 20%. Monday night, parts got about 22 degrees. Tuesday, parts got about 39 degrees. Tonight, a chance of snow after 7 p.m. Most clouds got about 20 degrees and chance of precipitation 50%. Wednesday, chance of rain and snow sleep before 7 a.m. Then a chance of rain and snow between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. Then a chance of rain after 10 a.m. Clouds got about 44 degrees and chance of precipitation 50%. Wednesday, a chance of rain and snow sleep. Most clouds got about 31 degrees and chance of precipitation 50%. Thursday, parts of the most clouds got about 43 to about 24 degrees. And for Friday, most clouds got about 38 degrees. Currently in Alton, 36 degrees. And first clouds, humidity of 44%. And that's 33 degrees. With a few clouds, humidity is 61%. That's at 6:18 p.m. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel. 6 o'clock news, and it's February 19th, 2069 on Friday. Peter, you have a good evening. Goodbye to you at 10 o'clock for 10 o'clock report because the Celtics Utah Jazz game will be on at 10:30. So we'll have sportsmen right after the Celtics Jazz game. Have a good evening. See you at 10.